All right. Day two going live here on YouTube. Got Instagram going as well. Overcome your social anxiety this week, part two. So, right now, going live, I'm going live. So, I'm experiencing some anxiety as this is starting. It's just energy moving. So, I'm going to breathe into it for a second. I'm going to experience this anxiety. Yesterday, I talked in the live stream about experiencing your experience. Right? I don't know which one I talk to here. Um, to experience your experience and to not avoid it. Right. So yeah, right now I'm experiencing some anxiety, some pressure going live. I'm just gonna be with it. I'm gonna be with it. I'm gonna feel it. Let it do what it does. Let it show me what it wants to show me, and then move on. So if you want, you can join me right now. Breathe and be, and and we can see what comes through. Okay. What is up, y'all? How y'all living over here? So, yeah, like I was saying yesterday, in today's day and age, it seems like anxiety is abundant. Right? There's like an abundance of social anxiety, an abundance of like generalized anxiety. Everybody has anxiety on some level, and this week I want to like share a bunch of practical ways to to work with this anxiety, to use this anxiety, to learn from this anxiety, and to like guide it, to transmute it to peace. Here's a huge thing. I'll share with you. What's up, y'all? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So right now I'm going live. I'm going live on YouTube as well, guys. And the topic is anxiety, right? Overcoming anxiety. And so if any of you have experience with anxiety, or like maybe it's like yeah, it's a thing in your world, share about it in the and I'd be happy to like interact with you and um and reflect with you. But but yeah, I want to share a bunch of practical ways to work through this. To me, the number one, let's see, I am always alone, but learn how to be happy when I'm met. Yeah. So what I learned that really helps me and the people that transmute anxiety into peace and allows us to move past the anxiety is to commit to not judging it. And like sometimes anxiety comes up, and then like maybe we're in a social situation, maybe you're just alone, right? And that anxiety will come up, and then it's like, holy crap, I'm feeling anxiety. Don't do that. I can't do that. It's bad. Anxiety is bad. This feeling is bad. I can't let anybody see that I'm experiencing this. And what begins to happen is then we begin to have anxiety about anxiety, right? We begin to have like resistance to it, and like, yeah, this experience becomes like really intense. So that's huge, man. Is to like not judge it, right? Like to not judge it, to not make it this bad thing, and to make it like like just to acknowledge it for what it is, an experience. It's an experience. It's a sensation. It's an energy, and and oftentimes, if you allow yourself to feel it and experience it, it's pointing towards something. Right? It's pointing towards something. It's pointing towards some kind of truth, right? It's pointing towards some kind of incompleteness, right? Like There's some indecision somewhere. There's like a decision to be made here, a decision to be made there, and you're avoiding making a decision, maybe because like maybe one seems more pleasurable than the other, maybe one's more painful than the other. So there's like an avoidance of making a decision, and then there's this anxiety, right? So it's always pointing towards something. Um, so there's so much to talk about in relation to anxiety, but I want to like open it up to you all that are here right now. Like, what's happening in your world? When I go live, to it's purely for the sake of like personal evolution and growth, right? It's like, when I go live, it's meant to be like an open space for reflection, um, and for contemplation, for healing, right? For vulnerability, authenticity. So I want to, like, yesterday we had a lot of people like going there and looking at things that are like going on in their lives, right? And so yeah, like what's happening in your worlds? I find people like. Should I turn this sideways, y'all? Would it be better if I turn it this way? Kind of hard to keep it up this way though, because I got it charging. Okay, we got a few questions coming in. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? Welcome. Okay. Verma says, I find people like you inspiring, but I need to eat because my sugar's much love to you. Go eat. What's up, Maria? How you doing? So somebody, Kellerick, what's going on, Kellerick? I'm gonna put it back up here, y'all. Sorry, it's just gonna be sideways because I can't get it to sit up straight. But what's up, Kellerick? How you doing, man? Kyrie said, have I tried the Wim Hof method? Oh yeah, for sure. Wim Hof method is a great way to it's a great way to process energy, some deep breathing, some cold showers. That's a really practical way to like get anxiety out, get those energies out. But yeah, someone says a lot of their anxiety comes from being judged. 20 pixel gaming. Yeah, so I'm hearing like you have this fear of being judged by other people. And so here for you, what's so scary about being judged by other people? Like what's scary about that to you? Like what freaks you out about that? Like, share that in the comments below. Like personally speaking, like, yeah, I can relate to that. Being judged, it can be like a freaky thing, right? Maybe it can like lead to missed opportunities. It can lead to like being alone. All right, that's at least that's how we like interpret it, right? There's even like this biological, there's this biological tie to like wanting to be judged in like well, because if we're judged negatively, then it can lead to us being like, yeah, it can lead to like not surviving. It can lead to being shunned from the village. It can lead to, exile, right? So we don't want to be judged negatively. So, and then, okay, so 20 Pixel Gaming says, they may reject you. Yeah. Like you don't want to be judged because you don't want to be rejected. So I get for you, like, yeah, being rejected, like, yeah, no one likes being rejected, right? And I get like you specifically, you don't want to be rejected. What would happen if like you're rejected? What would happen for you if you're rejected? That's my next question for you. Kels, well, ultimately, when I feel judged, I feel like my emotional need won't be met by other people. Yeah, so like you when you feel judged, yeah, you can sense that people aren't going to understand you. They're not going to connect with you, and so yeah, you want that. You want that connection. You want that like that loving, and so yeah, it's like, yeah, I get this. Like, there's this. It's scary. It's scary. It's painful to not have that emotional support from other people, and so I even hear like, Yeah, Kelly, there may even be like some dependence, like depending on other people, to like, depending on other people to meet your emotional needs. Right? And so that can be a dangerous thing, right? Like yeah, depending on someone to meet those emotional needs, because like, what if they're not equipped? Right? What if they're yeah? What if people aren't at that time? So yeah, so Kelrick and Kelrick, yeah, like yeah, being pushed away, so you don't be pushed away. So I get a thing for a lot of people, man. Here's the thing for a lot of people. No one wants to be alone, and being like, you know, I think a lot of people are afraid of being alone, right? Um, a lot of people are afraid of being lonely, um, and so this like loneliness, man. To me, loneliness is a symptom of like disconnection from the self, right? Like loneliness, like yeah, um, yeah, there's a difference between being alone and being lonely. Uh, yeah, one can be alone and feel fully connected to everyone and the world and to purpose and to joy and to satisfaction, and then one can be alone and like hate it and and uh, and be lost in the aloneness, and it turns into loneliness, right? So like, to me, yeah, that means when being alone becomes painful, that to me is an indicator that there's something about like, so I'll speak for myself. If I'm alone and being alone for me is painful, that means to me, one, there's something about myself I don't really like, and two, I'm not serving. If there's a time in my life where if I'm feeling lonely, chances are I'm not serving, right? And to me, like, heartfelt service is a remedy to loneliness. It's a remedy to a lot of things in life. So, but I'll touch on loneliness for a second. I want to welcome everybody in the room. What up, Matthew, Barrett? What's up, man? What's up, Tiffany? What's going on, y'all? How y'all living? Welcome, welcome. We just getting vulnerable out here, y'all. We just getting real out here. We just getting vulnerable and real, and sharing ourselves, So and connecting, I mean, yeah, such a lack of connection in the world nowadays, right? We connecting out here. So yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna read through some of these right now. And guys, as you enter here on YouTube, feel free to hit the thumbs up button. It will alert other people that this live stream is going on, and we can make the community bigger. More people can come in onto this live stream, and the more of us here, the more we all can synergize and connect and add to this exchange. So give it a thumbs up. Hey, what's up? I don't know how to say your name. I'm gonna call you ZZ. You said, hi, how are you? I'm doing well, thank you. What's up, Matthew? Okay, so I'm reading through right now, guys. So Tito says, anxiety only takes control when he starts overthinking, and when he tries to stop the overthinking, it only gets worse. I feel like the more I think about, the more he thinks, the more power he gives to it. Yeah, so it's like you can see that when you give like this frantic, overwhelmed thought and attention to your anxiety, you find your anxiety grows, right? I'm gonna say that again. When you give frantic, overwhelmed thought to your anxiety, the anxiety grows. And so, yeah, because what is anxiety besides feeling overwhelmed and like and scattered and frantic and typically overthinking. Yeah, like no one's gonna like calmly overthink, right? Like peacefully, like centeredly overthink. Like that's like overthinking, and like it's overthinking, right? So it's like it's like a rush and a disconnection between like a disconnect from the thought stream. So yeah, so for overthinking, well, overthinking is like a pattern, right? Like when overthinking, it's like, it's like a cycle, right? It's like the wheels are turning, right? It's a cycle, it's a pattern. And so one way to break a pattern or break a cycle is to like do something disruptive, right? Like disrupt your overthinking. Disrupt your overthinking by being real. Like you're so like say you're in a situation where you're feeling like social anxiety with people. You're feeling some social anxiety and you're around some friends. But you call it out. It's like, hold on, y'all. Hey, one sec. I'm feeling real anxious right now, and it's hard for me to think. It's hard for me to like listen to y'all and interact. I'm feeling really anxious, right? You just call it out, right? And you get out of your head and you get into the moment. You get into the present. You get into reality with everybody. You connected reality with everybody. The reality of you is in that moment, you're anxious. You're feeling anxious. So so call it out, right? And then if people start like getting anxious because you're anxious, like everybody can be anxious together, right? Or like sometimes like I was talking to someone the other day, and she was sharing how like people around her, she'd be afraid that they would like feel uncomfortable by her anxiety and would want to fix it. So call it out, like, hey, yo, I'm feeling anxious right now. I don't really need anything from anybody. I'm just gonna deal with this. I'm just gonna feel this anxiety, because when you feel it, you heal it. And what you resist persist. So that's something to like. That's a response to like, yeah, you're overthinking. Kelvick says true. Yeah, true. 20 Pixel Gaming says I've been rejected. I've felt betrayed and rejected by someone I loved, even though I'm certain the love was mutual. Circumstances didn't allow it. So it's definitely partly past trauma. Yeah, yeah. So it's like I shared the analogy in the video the other day about like the apps. And I'll share it again. Like if you've ever had like a cell phone and you notice the phone's dying really fast, or like the processing speed is low, and then you look into the phone trying to figure out what it is, then you realize, oh, I have a bunch of open apps, and so you start closing out apps. Well, human beings are the same way, right? If there's a bunch of open apps in our consciousness, in our subconscious, we have a bunch of open apps in the background. Those apps will leak energy into the mechanism, into the mind. So like maybe I have an open app, like you said, you experience heartbreak, right? So like open apps can look like unprocessed pain. It can look like trauma. Open apps can look like unprocessed pain and trauma. So so you've had that heartbreak, right? So like now that's in the unconscious background, and it's leading pain into your mind, and it's supporting you in avoiding a situation similar to that which you've already experienced. So now, like you said, you feel anxiety because you don't want to be judged, and you don't want to be judged because you don't want to be rejected, right? Because you've not processed that trauma, now you're like unconsciously avoiding anything that can recreate it. And so that past trauma is like, running your life from the underworld. And that's not what you want. So like one huge source of anxiety, it can be unprocessed pain. It's huge. unprocessed pain can, I think that's like it, right? Like point blank period. Like unprocessed pain leads to a lot of the unpleasant like emotions and we have in life, especially anxiety. So yeah, Kyrie, you talking about Sadhguru? Yeah, yeah, Sadhguru is cool. I'm gonna check him out. I've watched some of his videos. I haven't watched his anxiety ones. And guys, while you're in here, be sure to thumbs up the video. So I'll give you guys reminders as we go through the live stream, but it's supportive of me and it's supportive of whoever else wants to see this video. When you give it a thumbs up, it boosts it up on the YouTube feed. My anxiety stopped when you. Yeah, okay. I'm reading through them right now, guys. What's up with y'all on Instagram? How y'all living? What's going on in your worlds? Like share some. What's something that you like to explore world on Instagram? What's up, bro? We got a little motivation in the building. Y'all need to check him out. Go follow his Instagram, Alan J Big. It's my cousin. He's he's making moves out here. Well, we out here serving. Okay, so let's see. I'm reading through. Kyrie, yeah, makes a lot of sense. Mind blown. Good. All right. Okay, so someone said, what do you recommend for people that feel that they need to be a different person depending on their peer group? Yeah, so like, what I recommend to someone who feels like they need to wear a mask? Right? Like, yeah, a lot sometimes in life, we feel like we got to wear a mask because what is real and what's underneath the mask may not be accepted, may cause conflict. And so like for people in that situation, I recommend like getting clear on like, what do you really want? Like, what do you want? What do you want to create in your world? What do you want to create in your life? Do you want to create a life of like transparency and ease and flow? Or do you want to create a life where you're constantly like stressed? You're stressed, you're anxious, you feel boxed in, and you feel inhibited. You feel like unsupported to be yourself. Right? Like, what do you want? Right? Like that question that you asked me right there. If it's clear on what you want and what you want to create in your life, that answer is like obvious. It's like you put down the mask and you stand there naked. You say what's real for you, and you communicate that. You learn how to communicate that, and if the group that you're connected with is unsupportive of that, well, yeah, that means they're like not supportive of you, and I mean, like you are your reality. Like the purpose of this like whole life thing is like, one of the huge things that we can like, it's so important in life to distinguish reality from illusion. When we're living in reality, we can do something. We can create. We're living. When we're in touch with reality, we can live empowered lives. We can live creative lives. We can live joyful, fulfilling lives. When we're not in touch with the reality and we're living in illusion, well, then it can be very disempowering, And so I'm hearing for you, like, yeah, if there's a mask that if people are more supportive of like an artificial you, a you that's not rooted in reality, and you want to continue to like show up for them so that they can like you, well, you're gonna live a disempowered life, and you're not gonna be like, your feet aren't gonna be on the actual ground. Your head is going to be in the clouds. You're going to be like, yeah, an illusion, and as opposed to reality, right? And so, like, yeah, like personally, I want to be friends that love me for me, and because I'm here on Earth to get in touch with me, and to grow me, and to love me, and connect who I am to the Most High, right? And if there's anything in my reality that's supporting me or influencing me not to be myself, well, that's throwing off my entire purpose, and like, uh, yeah, the entire point of life. Right? So that's my response to that. Let's see. Yeah. He said, Ado Wise said his anxiety stopped when he high school. No idea if high school was the thing. Yeah, maybe high school was supporting you and doing what I was just talking about, like wearing a mask. And yeah, wearing a mask in life, like, like needing to maintain an image can be very stressful. Maintaining an image, wearing a mask, um, is always disempowering, always stressful. Unless you're like an actor, then then that's your thing, right? To wear masks. But like, yeah, to wear a mask in a misaligned way, it's always painful. You know. And so, maybe in high school you found yourself wearing a mask, and when high school was done, you're like, I can take this mask off. What's up, Quan? How you doing, man? Welcome. Let's see. The process, 20 Pixel Gaming, the process of processing a specific trauma has been the main thread leading me through my truth seeking path. So I've learned to value it. Still hurts though. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you begin to I get that you've been changing your perspective on your trauma and your pain. You've been changing your perspective on it, and that's been helping. It's helped you shed, and there's still pieces, and there's still residue there. There's still residue there, and yeah, I think to really get in there and do that deep work it asks you to really develop your ability to communicate, and to explore that land with your words, and with your thoughts, and with your energy, right? There's levels to communication. There's levels to to mind, I use an analogy the other day of a cave, right? You know, for shadow work, I get that's like a shadowy time for you. So it's like a cave. You go into that cave, and yeah, and you want to create safety and health, and you want to illuminate that cave, right? Do your shadow work, and grow more enlightened on your spiritual journey. Well, to do the proper excavating in that cave, and to dig up the gems you need, so that you can shine the flashlight on those gems and have the light light the cave up, you're gonna need tools. You need tools to be able to do that mining. And so at some stage it's we can change our perspective. We can change our perspective, and then it gets to a point where perspective will only get us so far. Then it's time to acquire skills and tools to be able to do surgery, and really really remove from the heart any unwanted things. Florenzic, I'm happy it resonated, it helped you. Good. Okay, Bree. I wanna answer that, Bree. Bree says, okay, how do you overcome self-defeat? I'm so afraid to try because I don't want to make a mistake or fail. When I do make a mistake or fail, I am way too hard on myself. So, yeah, I hear, yeah, like, yeah, you have like high standards for yourself. Like you have high expectations for yourself, and and you have a hard time meeting yourself where you're at. If I could, I'll give you an analogy right here that helped me. Right, so this analogy I'm gonna share with you, like, maybe will help you like meet yourself where you're at right now. So the universe does not like empty spaces. Good, I'm glad you like the cave analogy. The universe does not like empty spaces. Does not like empty spaces, right? So, so what happens is, say this is you, right? Say, and there's levels to you. Right? This is you at 10. This is you at like 1 down here. Well, right now, we can call this a 2, right? The thing is, in life, with our attention, if we don't meet ourselves where we're at, the reality of things is like you're right here, right? So like, yeah, maybe you expect yourself to be up here, but the reality is you're right here. It's not not better, not worse, but it's just where you're at, and so if you're if you're not allowing yourself to meet yourself where you're at, and that's where you're at, and you're attached to being up here, well, okay, so now I'm placing myself, I gotta be up here, but I'm right here. Well, what's gonna go right here? Universe is not like empty spaces. So y'all can see this up here too. Universe isn't like empty spaces. So naturally what's gonna happen is you're gonna fill this space in with pain. Right? You could meet yourself where you're at, right? But instead you choose to like not accept being right here, and you expect yourself and you're attached to being right here. So this is not reality, this is reality. And so you being in non-reality, there has to be something to fill this space up, to make everything connect. And so you'll fill this up with pain, right? And you'll fill this up with like self-hatred and resentment for yourself, right? Or you can choose to just simply meet yourself where you're at, and then you don't have to like, yeah, you're right here. And at some point, yeah, you'll, as you learn and as you grow, you'll feel this begin to fill itself up. It'll fill itself up. It'll fill itself up, and yeah, at some point you'll be up here, but you're right here. And if you're able to meet yourself right there, you can save yourself a lot of pain. And so what is meeting yourself where you're at look like? My always says, like he shared this phrase with me, and I say it over and over and over again. Experience your experience. Experience your experience. So like you said, yeah, you said, let's see, so afraid to try because you don't want to make a mistake or fail. So say you try and you make a mistake and you don't get where you want to go, and you feel upset about that. You feel angry about that. Here's a meditation I do. I'll sit down, like maybe I'll want to wake up in the morning at 6 a.m. but I end up waking up at 8 a.m. Well, a meditation I'll do to meet myself where I'm at is I'll sit down, open my palms up, or I'll put them down if I want to ground. I want to ground, I put it down like this. Or if I want to like receive, I put them up like this. So oftentimes I want to like just meet myself where I'm at and ground into reality. Just put my hands down, and I'll say out loud, I'm experiencing pain. I'm experiencing anger. I'm experiencing frustration. I'm experiencing grief. I'm experiencing annoyance. I'm experiencing mean thoughts. I'm experiencing disappointment. Right? And I'll let myself feel all of those feelings. We've been duped. We've been bamboozled. We've been led astray. We've been